Greetings everyone, and welcome back to Review Team 3, or RT3. As you all know, this is CC Trainor-Ling, and I'm honored to be here today to review the final two-part episode to one of our favorite cartoons ever made, Littlest Pet Shop. That's right, after 4 seasons, the show has finally come to an end, and I can say that in spite of the many ups and downs during the past 4 seasons, I can safely say that we've enjoyed this series to the fullest, and we'll never forget just how amazing it was. Today's review has been brought to you by Littlest Pet Street. They provide the best veterinarian care for your pets, some delicious coffee from baristas, and if you're in the mood for a movie, take your furry little four-legged friend to the Furplex Cinema. Littlest Pet Street. Kinda catchy, huh? Now with me today, as usual, are my reviewing partners who will embark with me on this final LPS review, and we hope you enjoy it. First we have...
Yes, of course you got me. Downloads Bacon.
And we also have...
that Feem. Who the heck she? I don't know who she is. She's just a weirdo, I guess. Yay! Hiya, guys.
Prepare for the final battle. Littlest Pet Street.
Well, now that we know of our final episode and what lies ahead, for the last time in this series, it's time for us to check it out.
Check it out!
The final episode of Littlest Pet Shop, Littlest Pet Street. The plot here is Littlest Pet Street is on the verge of its grand opening, but Mrs. Twombly worries Fisher Biscuit will try to sabotage the big day, and while she tries to stop such damage from taking place, the pets decide to make their own movie for the premiere at the Furplex Cinema movie theater, and Blythe is able to get the viral video star Felina Meow to make an appearance for the opening, but after she, Roger, and some of the other pets begin their journey home after picking up this cat from Bermuda, they get caught in a storm and end up stranded on a deserted island. So while the gang tries to figure out a way to get back to downtown city, Mrs. Twombly fears the grand opening will be ruined if Felina doesn't show up, so young me does whatever she can to make sure everything goes off without a hitch, even if that means using the other pets to pretend to be Felina. Well, now it's time to dive right into our final set of positives for the series. The first one we have to talk about is Blythe Baxter. It is so good to see her in this episode as it is in all the other ones, and I can say that she's really come far in these past 4 seasons, and this episode has really capped her off rather well. Anyone else agree?
That worked. It's not, well, she is getting really excited and set up all this for Littlest Pet Street. It was exciting. And the fact that she was more occupied with getting this ready and set up, and I really liked the lengths she went to, especially with all the things they went through.
Yeah, she wanted it to be perfect for the Twombly. And, we know that she's a Blythe. She's not a biscuit, she's a Blythe. That's what she is. So yeah, Blythe did, her Blythe thing was about, she's just helping Mrs. Twombly, and even though Twombly was acting cray, she still stood by Twombly to the very end. And she was the one that helped get the advertisement set up too, so that was awesome sauce.
Yeah, because without Blythe, I think only, 2 more people were going to go?
Yeah, that's going to be Roger and Twombly.
She definitely needed to have that entire message go virus.
Yeah.
Posted it on the internets.
Yeah, that's right, but it's gonna go virus!
It's going to be a virus, and everyone's going to be there with broken computers.
Yeah.
So. But something else that I really liked is that, I don't know, not to sound kind of weird, but I think Blythe kind of has a reputation enough as it is. Hey, I'm Blythe Baxter, come meet me, I've done all this cool stuff. But, getting a cat celebrity, especially getting them to agree, that I didn't know that she would be able to do. So, props on that. Other than getting the owners of our guest pet, or special guest pet, that we'll talk about in a bit. I do like the ability to talking to animals is showing a little bit more. Like, she's not really hiding it too much, but I still thought it worked okay here.
Oh, it worked more than okay. Because finally, after 4 seasons, she finally tells her own father, Roger Baxter, that she can talk to rhinos, and hedgehogs, and dogs, and all other things. The secret comes out.
He's like, Dad, I can talk to animals. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, at least he didn't have the typical father response. It's like, Dad, I can talk to rhinos and hedgehogs, mostly hedgehogs, I love them, dogs and cats and all that. And then he's just like, so is that a thing that kids do now? It's a typical father response right there. Yeah, Roger was good in this one, especially with him being on his staycation.
Without pants.
Without pants. Of course, he has to do the no pants dance. Hopefully someone has seen the Disney Channel that no one thinks it's something else.
Yeah.
As long as you don't call him Nick.
Why? Is Nick his real name?
My name's not Nick.
Relax, Patrick.
There's beating up somebody. But of course, Roger did love his pair of shorts. He went to Bermuda to buy Bermuda shorts. Not sure why you can't just get shorts at like Old Navy or something. product placement.
Yeah, that's our Roger.
Yes, our silly Roger, who apparently just, besides sounding like Elvis for one line, I think it was pretty good when Blythe's requesting them for him to, fly them to Bermuda. He's like, don't you understand the point of a staycation? It's like, kind of had a little Johnny Bravo Elvis thing going on for a bit for that line.
Oh man, that line's pretty.
Man, I'm pretty.
But you also gotta really give it up to Roger for openly accepting Blythe and not overreacting to this whole finding out that she can talk to pets thing. Apparently, he already knew, so that's something. I will admit it's a little weird, but hey, thanks to Betty telling him a long time ago that she could talk to pets, they probably was foretold that their child could talk to pets one day too. So, I don't know, maybe that's something to think about. Maybe there's a long line of talking to pets in Betty's family.
About that, and Roger was just a supportive father. Hell, he flew to Bermuda. He didn't have to do that, but he did, because he wanted the Littlest Pet Street to be awesome source as it is as well, because he wanted to help life, and he did a good job. So, even with his nose being broken.
Oh, stop bringing it up, please!
Oh man, that nose.
Yeah, that nose and that face. Those smug faces he keeps making throughout the episodes.
Oh.
Eating grin.
Just like, yeah.
Troll faces.
That's what you called it. Eating grin.
Alright, Roger, okay. And when you're done sniffing your farts and help us out here. He's like, yeah, I think you'll figure it out.
Hybrid now?
Yeah, he's like, he drives a hybrid, and his plane uses like corn oil, not jet fuel. It uses corn oil, so he doesn't want to brag or anything.
Come on, Roger now. Come on, Roger now. We're gonna drive hybrids, Roger now.
Just says it with his eyes closed.
Roger had so much smugness, like if that and George Clooney's speech were to like fly together. Oh man, it's been catastrophic.
So yeah, Roger embracing Blythe with open arms, saying that his little girl is growing up. That's just one of those tender family moments you just can't take back.
Yeah, well, because you got a rhino hitting them back into the water.
Yeah, and you also have like a whale taking them back to downtown city, so it's a win-win for everybody.
I'm gonna call BS on that whale going in that direction. No problem, going there myself. I'm like, were you, or did you just have nothing to do right now?
Apparently whales have a sense of direction.
Or at least like, they're like, oh, could you help us out? We need to go to downtown. Yeah, I can help you. I was helping this fish try to find his son, so yeah, I can help you out with this too.
More placements.
Yes. Here at RT
Whale Wars. She wanted to get to the Whale Wars battle that was going on near downtown city, which is why she was going that way.
Yes.
Well, if we may travel back to downtown city, we have to talk about our next positive. Our biggest positive, if I may say so myself.
Oh, yes.
Mrs. Anna Twombly.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh god.
Oh man. I have to say, she just topped it off. She was the funniest in this episode. Out of every episode with Mrs. Twombly involved in any way, shape, or form, this one just trumped it all. It just went over the top. She just reached that peak of hilariousness. It just can't be beat.
It was like, yeah, there was like a wall, and she just surpassed it.
Oh.
That was that bit.
Fucking comfort quit that wall. Damn. She probably was. Me, I would say she's the best part of the whole episode. Like, she stole the show, really, because, like, whenever Twombly goes crazy, to me, it always steals the show, because she did it in Eva Destruction, and she did it in Doorjam, and they were both really hilarious, but then it's like, I just love Crazy Twombly, and I really wish we had seen way more of this in the series. But I'm glad they gave it to us, because it was so hilarious. It's like her little trap building skills that we learned about. Freaking she thinks she's Fred from frickin' Scooby Doo or something.
She also really loves to impersonate Fisher Biscuit, Anna Biscuit.
Stop right here, young lady.
Why does it gotta be this funny?
I don't know. It's just hilarious.
It's like when she goes in the box. I lost it. She's just like, she's hiding in that box.
Yeah, if I were Fisher Biscuits, I would mail myself in a box of decorations. Ha! Thought I couldn't see you, eh? Pardon my French, but what the Come on! Like, she couldn't make me break out in tears any more than at that moment. Oh my god.
The tiptoeing and all that stuff.
let's not forget her crazy evil laugh though, with her dartboard that has fish on it. And then I like it, because the funniest part about that scene is that her laugh was really crazy and how evil she went, but also at the end she's like, okay then, and she just pulls away. It's like,
she's aware of her evil
she
side.
She knows she's insane. She's like, oh wow, maybe I'm a little bit too insane.
She's like, I'm learning something about me. I don't like it.
And just the facial expressions, just, oh my god. And her saying things like virus and all that was hilarious.
Sociable media.
And the 1980s phone. Just that alone is, she was just so great. Because that guy delivered the wrong squeaky toys. I will squash you!
Yeah, she definitely wanted squeak toys that, squeak!
He was insane! Oh my gosh.
She will destroy him.
She will hunt him down and gut him like a fish. But if he wants to faster, he'll just press the star key.
She's like, I'll take you to Suplex City. Maybe Kung Fu. Or maybe Kung Fu Quilting City.
Sweetie.
It's 5 miles away, son.
Oh, Miss Anna T, if you please. Thank you.
So it was just a joy to watch. It really was.
This is why Twombly is best wife.
Subjectively.
No, not subjectively.
Yeah. Well, you marvel over your Twombly all you want, but we can't forget about the other real stars of this episode, the pets.
Oh, yeah. Peppa! I'm just gonna say that. Peppa was, she was awesome. But actually, not just Peppa, they were all awesome souls.
Well, except one, but we'll talk about we'll talk about that one in just a little while. Just seeing Zoe with this little jealousy about our guest pet, Felina. We'll get to her in a little bit as well. Zoe's an actress since when? More of a model, really, but jealous of a cat.
But then again, we already established this in what we worry about how Zoe gets really jealous of people, especially if they're famous for doing very little. That's her dream, remember?
Yeah.
Dogs eating peanut butter. She wanted to become famous by doing that.
You know how funny that is?
How funny is? The dog eats peanut butter? Yeah, so it makes sense for Zoe to be that jealous of Felina, because Felina just really meow, 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 meow. It's so cute and stuff. And then Zoe's like, but like, speaking of Felina, I guess we can talk about Felina, because she was really awesome as well, and it's like, and she was voiced by,
I think it was Casey Wilson? Was that the name?
Yeah, Casey Wilson? Yeah, and I like the design she had. She had this, beauty mark going on.
That's a mole.
No, that's a schwa. That will be in the dictionary one day. What's a schwa? There's a picture of, either Twombly or this cat, Felina.
With her mole.
Mole.
Mole, 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 mole.
Holy moly!
But yes, besides the mark on her face, Felina, she came off as that stereotypical celebrity from the internet, thinking she's just cut above the rest, thinks, no one's as good as she is. She does solo things. But just turns out that she's just never used to working with a bunch of other pets before. Solo act, seeing all the pets get along so well behind the camera, it just makes her jealous. I really do feel bad for her there, because she's been in the spotlight where, she just is by herself and just does all this stuff by herself, but she never really seems to have any real friends. So I guess it's where this high and mighty complex kind of came from.
Yeah. I like it makes it quite interesting as well, because we've had these guest pets, but it's it makes it change her one that's a little bit on the more meaner side, I guess. She's probably diva, in the finales at least. I don't think we've really had that yet, because I know we had Delilah and we had Philadelphia Furry Face. I mean Heidi. Yeah, they were both pretty nice pets. So we have Felina, so it makes a change as well, and they all work together well, and I like the little scenes with her and Minka a lot, because she's like, are you guys always this nice?
And so supportive.
I like the one line Minka says, oh no, we're not always this nice, we sometimes argue about who's nicer.
Lies. Say that to Snowstorming.
Yeah.
Sometimes we argue about who annoys us more. Supports us more.
Yeah, supports us more.
Consistency.
Actually, between you and me, that Russell.
Yeah, so Felina was great, but I know who I really liked seeing comeback. Peachy!
Yeah,
Yes.
Peachy coming back with a huge surprise. I had no idea she was even gonna come back.
I'm glad she did, because Peachy was just adorable. Especially when she takes that selfie of young me. That was sauce.
Instant self-photography. I love it.
And it's using that whole thing where people take selfies with crocus. So it's really hilarious. And I thought Peachy was really cute in this. And we got to see Nutmeg again. She didn't say anything, but we saw her. Thumbs up for that.
And
She was there.
Yeah, she was there, existed. And of course, we bring in Fuzzy Gumbo Paws.
Fuzzy Gumbo Paws. And pulling the bones out the freaking thing and then making them fall over again. Well, no, he didn't do that this time. He was just talking to Pepper.
I think you mean Felina.
Oh, sorry. I meant Felina.
Yeah, having all the pets get dressed up as Felina. Young Me's bright idea to fake the Felina appearance. First with Zoe, then Pepper, then Vinny. I think Zoe's was probably the more convincing. Think about it. A dog playing a cat. Sweet truck ride, anybody?
Let's not forget freaking with Eve for Destruction with Matt Palm playing a cat.
Yeah.
It's like, couldn't they have just got a cat? Closest book.
Yeah, worked well for Zoe, until of course she ran into Dr. Handsome Face. Yeah, some guest pets are nice to be seen again, and we can appreciate them coming back. Then there's Handsome Face. Did we really want to see him again? No.
No, we did not.
Nah, just there, just to say, hey, guess what? I'm back. I'm real. I'm more than just one-off, but whatever.
But it was... while I didn't want to see him again, it made it work with him. Because they made that be the reason why Zoe is going to be dressed as Felina much longer. Because, obviously she cracks because she sees Handsome Face and starts barking at him. You're the one who insulted my singing! Bark, bark, bark!
It took her long enough. She was already about to repeat the episode again.
Yeah. Close save.
Also say, no, please don't repeat Unvetted. I mean, this episode's good. We don't want it to turn into Unvetted, the sequel. Just no, don't do this to me.
Unvetted 2, The Undesirables.
Unvetted too. Yeah, we can go first.
Yeah, this... we didn't want to see him again, but we saw some great alpha guests, so it wasn't so bad. I mean... it would have been nice if we got to see Buttercream again, and Madame Palm, and maybe Sugar Sprinkles again. But, I like the guest pairs we got back. Peachy, and Nutmeg, at least.
You know what? I actually wanted to see Ivan. That's what I want to see again.
Yeah, I agree with that. But actually, how about Speedy?
Yeah, just one last time.
That would have been much better, because then we could have maybe had a bit of stuff with Blythe's mom, and Speedy could have been involved in that. He used to belong to Blythe's mom, so yeah.
Would have worked.
It would have been much better to see someone like him come back than Dr. Hands Face.
Yeah, but they missed the boat again. But it can't be all too negative when it comes to these pets of the episode, because we got our final song of the series, We're Gonna Make a Movie. It's really nice to see how the pets are going from, like a comedy to, I guess, a drama or whatever Zoe was doing, to something in outer space with Russell, cuteness with Penny, karate chopping action with Minka, something vaudeville-like with Sunil and Vinny. So, everything was kind of alright in the song. It definitely wasn't the greatest song to end the series on by far, but it was still a nice little send-off for the audience saying, hey, it's our final song, just take it for what it's worth.
Then you go, oh wait, remember those other finales we had? Yeah. We had 2 songs in those other ones.
Yeah, and the thing is, those songs came towards the end of the episodes.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing we didn't get, more than one song this one. It's just, I would have liked to hear, a Twombly song, because that's what we've been waiting to hear. It's just because she's not had one, then we could have had one with her, or another, just at least more than one song. Can we have maybe 3 songs? Because the final, just give us more. Because the season has had no songs almost, hardly any songs. This one, well, I thought it was a good song. It's here and there, really. I mean, to me it sounds quite good in some parts, and other parts not so much. It's kind of a hit and miss song, in my opinion. It's I like it, and they do have good visuals and stuff, but if you're saying it, comparing it to the other final songs, then it doesn't compare to any of them, really, because we had some really amazing final songs before, all around the world, pets and humans and pets.
Breathless.
Yeah. Then season 1, we had, what was it? Stay Here Forever, and then we had...
Won't Be Long.
So, I don't know, when you compare them to the other finales, I was like, oh man, you guys interrupted, you know?
Yeah.
Because for me, this song, I do like the chorus. So I really do like the chorus. But certain parts of the song, I was just like, eh. I mean, obviously, I wasn't going to like Russell's part. I didn't like that. Vinny and Sunil's part, I think, went on for a little bit too long. The other parts were okay. Minka wasn't, I don't know, it sounded a little like, was it like sing talking or something like that?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of sing talking. I mean, it was okay. It worked for what she was doing, but it's a shame not be able to hear Minka's usual singing voice, since I really like hearing her singing voice. So yeah, while I like it, some of the stuff just, it wasn't as good. And then freaking, like, Russell's part went on for quite a while as well. It's like, his was much longer than everyone else's. Minka's was like really short, and so was Penny's.
Yeah. But of
This
course,
was kind of short also.
yeah.
Like, she just wouldn't have started the song.
Yeah, then we got Russell, who had the longest, and Sunil and Vinny, I believe, had the guys had the longest part of the song.
Typical.
Of course.
And I'm like, well, I do like the song, the reference to Singing in the Rain, which I also mentioned in the live reaction, but I'll mention it again here since we're reviewing it. But yeah, I thought it was nice to see that little references. We've had Singing in the Rain references before. Like, we've had two other ones before, with one of Vinny's songs being a reference to it, and the pandas in Shanghai Hijinks. So yeah, I like the little references like that.
Yeah, but the thing is, with that song, I don't know, it bugged me a little bit that, you know, they're all doing that final part of the song, and maybe it's just me, no, it just bothered me, I guess. Russell had to be the center.
Nope, that bothered me also, because why Russell? Why, like, freaking... Why did he have to be the center?
Oh, remember, he said he was the director. He made himself the director because Blythe really handed him her phone, and he proclaimed himself as director, comes back with facial hair, or like stubble or whatever, and starts pulling I guess like a Russell Spielberg on everybody. He just takes control, just because it can be him. Like, again, in this season alone, he's had probably like more than 50% of the focus, maybe 60 or 65% of the focus. I'm not sure what the number is, but this is another example where it could have just been any other pet, even Vinny. He has some directing experience seen back in those episodes a while ago. Russell, again, taking charge.
Yeah, it's like, I know we see it a lot. We see it anyway, but it's just like, but in this season, just stop, please. It's like, I mean, I get it. Someone likes Russell a lot in the writing team or whatever it is, but it's just, we get it. You guys like Russell. Stop showing him all the time. We need the other pets. I mean, this, like Cece said, could have gone to anyone. Didn't have to be Russell. It was Russell again. We're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, no, the writers were just giving it to Russell. Us fans are saying, no more Russells. Like, they're like, okay, fine. We promise that Littlest Pet Street's going to be the final time that we use Russell as our main focus.
Yeah. It's just kind of disappointing, really. It's like, he did drag the episode down a tiny bit for me, because it's just the fact that we had to have him as director or whatever. It's like, we could have done without having him as the director. It would have been just fine. It could have been any other pet. I'm just kind of sick of freaking seeing Russell all the time. It's like, the season has been way too much Russell, but we've already covered this in multiple of these reviews, because it's true.
Yes, it bears repeating.
It has to be repeated just to emphasize the point that we don't like Russell. Well, I mean, we used to a while ago, but now it's like, yeah, he's like down on the bottom of our favorite pets. Like, out of all 7, he's number 7.
Yeah, because it's just, it wouldn't be so bad if he didn't act so annoying as well, because like, I rewatched Feem, and just how he acted in that episode was annoying, and how he acted here when he was yelling and stuff. I'm like, just shut up, Russell, please. And like,
so smug.
With wife, and it's like, oh god, we get it, Russell, you want to do things to Blythe, you creepy hedgehog.
Yeah, do things like, touch it?
It's like, because he is the favorite. Blythe favors Russell over all the other pets, and it shows because she's always giving him the phone, always making him charge him. And heck, in the final friggin' scene, Russell's singing this to Blythe.
Yeah, right there. Look at the friggin' picture right there.
And like, Blythe is also hugging Russell at the end of part 1 as the plane's crashing. You don't want to hug the other pets, it's just Russell?
The worst part about that, she's hugging Russell, but no one checked Alina.
Yeah, it's like, you have VIP here, but you're more worried about your little hedgehog friend. Right.
Russell just,
Yep, came off smug.
Yeah, I hate smug Russell, because it's just, I don't like it at all. It's like, I kind of just miss seeing Russell being a little less smugger than that. Like, back in season 1, like, I hate that this is still became part of his character. Like, he's always been smug, I guess, but it's more emphasized. Yeah, I don't like this side of Russell, and it's been seen way too much this season. the smug faces he pulls. Sick of seeing him.
Well, I guess the other person who had a smug face we just talked about earlier was Roger.
Yeah.
But there was a question that came into mind with Roger, and we're going to talk about it here with the negatives, is that apparently he knew the entire time. And it kind of makes you wonder, well, there's all these other episodes where he just acts oblivious, or he's just like, oh, well, what's all that noise? Oh. It's not like, oh, that's just my daughter talking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why, but it just felt like it made the moment not as strong, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't want to say that. I mean, it was still a strong moment, but it's just him already knowing kind of just makes it feel a little less, I don't know, impactful, I guess.
Yeah,
it's just that Roger's never made a hint that he's known all this time. Whereas, I mean, I feel I said this to you before, but if the character knew about Blythe speaking to hers already, I always thought it was Mrs. Twombly, because she's the one that makes all the more hints about it, to be honest. It's like, Roger, I've never really seen him implying anything or make a hint here and there. It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's to me, it's maybe just a little bit of a nitpick, actually, but it's still a little bit strange to me. Like, I didn't really understand how he already knew.
Well, he's kind of pulling a Han Solo. Blythe was like, I can talk to pets, and Roger's like, I know.
It's just the face he pulls as well. It's like, oh wow, Roger. It's just like, yeah, I know you're gonna get us out of this, but I'm like, oh, Roger, you're pulling a Russell. Doing that smug face. that eating grin.
Blythe, you can't negotiate with Rhino. She's an ECW wrestler. Yes, that moment where you can't negotiate with the Rhino. Negotiates with Rhino. But,
yeah, I mean, it's weird. I'll admit, it was kind of like, wow, that's really expected. But I guess knowing that in this season, just right at the beginning, like, Blythe knew that her mom was talking to pets. I didn't really doubt for a minute that Betty wouldn't have told Roger about this. In fact, Roger said that, there's really no secrets in marriage besides that one cake he bought with, store-bought.
Yeah, what a liar.
What a filthy, disgusting liar.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a little weird that, the secret just comes out like this and he's, like, totally nonchalant about it, but it's just part of that family thing that I just was, suggesting earlier. It is possible that this line of people in Betty's family have had that idea I've actually had that power of talking to pets, and he knew, but he just wanted Blythe to tell him when she was ready. Because, this is like a pretty big secret. It's, like something that you just don't normally, come right out and say to your parents, because you know how your parents are gonna, really react. So I guess I can understand where Blythe is coming from. It's a huge burden to really hold over her shoulder for so long, and like. I mean, yeah, okay, you have the young me situation, but I guess telling your friends is a little bit easier than telling your parent. Because your friend can actually relate to you more than your parent. They actually will understand. Your parents, sometimes parents just don't understand.
Yeah, I know. I completely get that, though. That's just, yeah, I understand that completely.
Yeah, it's just like another one of those instances where, your parent knows something's going on, but they're just waiting for you to just come out and say it as soon as, like, as soon as, like, all the weight's still packed on you, and, you just can't really, hide it anymore. You just gotta come out and say it.
Yeah.
Well, with that, it's like, oh, well, maybe he's just waiting for her to say it, but he's had too many incidents where he completely forgets. Especially seeing Red, a little bit in this one with the Rhino, and, like, all these other episodes. I guess he's like, oh, she'll tell me when she's ready, but no, maybe he's just a really convincing actor or something where he just doesn't know, or he, like, forgets. He uses that gun from Gravity Falls to forget the memories for a bit, and then just goes about his day, so.
Or it's that he knows, but he doesn't want his daughter to know that he knows,
Well, then that goes to the actor thing that I said right before. It's like, wait, oh, she's talking to that panda, I better wait.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, that's the cool part about Roger. He just doesn't jump the gun right away. He outright trusts his daughter a lot, and he's not going to jump to really huge conclusions, just like we saw in Seeing Red. He didn't, jump over Blythe. He didn't jump over Blythe in this episode. So, Roger is probably one of the most understanding parents in any cartoon that I've seen. He's, like, not the stereotypical parent. He's like one of the coolest parents I've ever known in cartoons.
He's not your typical dad.
Yeah, it feels great. It's just one thing I really wanted Blythe to tell, like, more people. I mean, like I said, Twombly maybe, or soon Jasper, we can appear in this.
Or maybe the Biscuit Twins.
Wait, there they are, Bermuda.
They probably would have found out somehow or something.
Yeah, find out next time in Season 5. Wait.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, we'll tell Mrs. Twombly. It's like, oh god, Twombly already knows.
It's like, yeah, we'll tell Mrs. Twombly. But not at the moment.
Yeah, someday, kiddo. Someday. And then the curtain falls on the episode. The end. Forever.
But first, Mika takes a sip of Roger's soda.
Yeah, the snacks, especially that carbonated soda.
I hope they have ices.
Life definitely should have gone for the large tub.
I don't know, maybe Jasper would come out and be like, my nipples look like milk duds.
No idea what the heck you guys are ordering.
Kung Pao.
We brought some class, so this would be brought some class.
That's all the class we have for that episode, so I guess it's time for us to wrap it up.
I'm wrapping it up.
Littlest Pet Street, a very fitting title to a very fitting finale for a very fitting series. Yeah, that's an alliteration for you. I will say that as a whole, Littlest Pet Street, it's not as big as the finales we had in seasons 1 or 3. It's sort of more like a season 2-like finale, or maybe slightly less, maybe in between, I don't know. It just felt like you could have gotten more after this season. If there was a season 5, we could have gotten a lot more out of this, and I think maybe that's what we could have gotten, but unfortunately we'll never get that. But just for this episode alone, I can definitely say that the show ended on a relatively good high note. It's good to always leave your audience feeling really happy that they enjoyed the series, and maybe something will come along in the next generation of LPS that'll make the new generation just as good as this one. We'll just have to wait to find out. For this episode, Blythe played her character very well. Finally revealing her secret to her father, Roger Baxter, was really, really good. It really did take a lot of courage to really come out and say it after so long of keeping it a secret from her own father. And again, I really got to give it up to Roger for not jumping the gun and really not getting all over Blythe about this big secret being revealed. Because, like he said earlier, he knew all along about this secret of talking to pets. And like I mentioned earlier in the review, I see nothing wrong with that plot twist. I mean, some people might think it's a little strange, but hey, I just think that it was just foretold that maybe one day Betty's little girl could talk to pets just like she could. Hey, no secrets in marriage, right? I guess in spite of Roger's really smug-looking faces throughout this episode, I will say that with or without the pants, Roger played his part very, very well. Again, one of the best fathers, if not the best father character I've ever seen in this series, so mad props to him. I also got to give some mad props to Mrs. Twombly. She exceeded my expectations in this episode. She was the funniest she had ever been. It's too bad we're not going to be able to see any more of her after this, because she definitely has so much more potential to go even higher in comedy, make me laugh even harder and harder. If there definitely was a season 5, she would get me to laugh a lot. As for the pets played their parts very well. Unfortunately, Russell played his a little bit too well with his smuggy attitude. Again, with him being the director, him taking charge, he just did not do the episode any justice, and I just feel, in my opinion, it just could have gone to any other pet. Any other pet could have played the director, but it just had to go to Russell. And we've had too much of Russell in this season as it is. I don't know why they just insisted on him. Maybe it's that leadership skill he has, I don't know, but the point is, too much Russell is not a good thing. That's what bumped the episode down from a 10 to make it not a perfect episode. But of course, there were some other good things in this episode, like seeing Felina. She was a really good guest pet. She was really rounded out towards the end. Started off from being very, very self-centered and full of herself, to being more accepting of friend and actually having her own personal pet entourage from people, well, actually pets, who just aren't, like her. So, again, props to her. I also give some major points to bringing back Peachy and Fuzzy. Those two were completely unexpected. I did not expect them to come back. Same thing for Nutmeg. Dr. Handsome Face, I think I could have lived without him. We also got our final song of the series. I guess it's called We're Gonna Make a Movie, if that's the official title. It is sort of weird to have the song cut from this genre of singing to this genre, etc., different kind of movie styles. It's weird, but at least it's an alright song. Not the best, definitely not a top 10, but it's always good to see the pets singing together, not always having the pets take on one song by themselves. A nice little chorus in there. It was good. Russell kind of ruined it at the end with him being smack dead in center. But, hey, he's the favorite, so what can you do? Well, anyway, besides this final thought segment and what I mentioned earlier in the review, Littlest Pet Shop ends on a very good note. It's just a shame that we didn't get any final use of the biscuits, or Sue and Jasper. Hey, maybe even Josh could have shown up. Didn't really feel that spectacular. It didn't end as big as Pet Fest did, but just as itself, Littlest Pet Street serves as a very good season finale. Not the best series finale, just season, not series. But hey, I guess after 104 episodes, technically 100 regular storyline episodes, the show ended on a very good note, and that's all I ever ask. So to wrap it up, I'll give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. So thank you, Littlest Pet Shop, for all the good times, and even though you'll no longer be selling any new merchandise from your shop, we'll always come back and visit again.
Alright, let's see here. Overall for me, this episode, or episodes, but I'll combine them together as one, when two become one. Thank you, Spice Girls. Anyway, yes, this episode was something that could have been the greatest thing in the world, but it chose to be good. So, I'll give it props for one of the props. Mrs. Twombly was great. Young Me had her good moments. The pets had a lot of good scenes. Penny Ling was especially like ridiculously adorable in this one with her grr and her. They actually made a Snakes on Plane reference. I thought that was awesome. I was laughing my ass off on that one. You know, I really wanted her to say, "I've had it with these motherfucking pets on this motherfucking plane," but did not get that. Would have been adorable. Minka was really good in this one with her out of sync moment and, you know, carrying that umbrella LA. So I thought that was great. But to wrap this up a little bit and to conclude my final thoughts for the final episode, overall for me, I'll give this episode a 9.75 out of 10. Could have been a 10, it could have been a 9.9, but for what we got, it's still pretty good.
The Feem's final thoughts, yay. This episode was just awesome sauce. I mean, we had a space. You guys basically said everything I really wanted to say, mainly. It's like, this is Twombly, the pets, it's just Luna, and we got songs. That was good. I mean, at least we got a song. We're running more songs. I do feel that some loose ends were really tied up. Like with Blythe's novel, we didn't really see a flashback of her or anything like that. I said we could have maybe had just Edie come back, and we could have had a scene with him and Blythe maybe, and then he could have told Blythe about her, maybe something like that. I think we could have got something, but I mean, and I feel like we could have maybe had like Emma, Cora. I mean, I kind of wish we had basically all of the main characters there. That would have been really nice. We would have been like Aunt Christy, would have been a buttercream, sugar balls, whatnot. Like, because I feel like it would have been a better way to end up. Like, we just ended up with every character like these. At least see them in the background. Like, because Sue and Jasper just disappeared this episode or something. But other than all those things with like Russell and some of the bits of the song, I feel like this one was a nice episode to end on. It had really great moments. Like I said, this is totally my favorite moment in the whole episode. Just amazing. I'm happy that it could end on a high note, on a strong note. Doesn't mean I was a little bit worried about that in there, like, because I thought that it might not end as highly as I thought it would have done. Just no, I had to show this ended on a good note. It sadly can't really be a 10 for me, because some of the things that I had wrong with it pulled the score down, but it's still a really high score. I'll give it a 9.9 out of 10. It still did a really good job, and I like what we got. But maybe we could have had a few more loose ends tied, I don't know. But yeah, it worked.
Well, everyone, that is it for RT3's reviews of Littlest Pet Shop Season 4. It has been a very good run with these reviews. I've had some fun. You guys have all had fun too, right?
Nope.
What?
Yeah. Well, we've gotten some delightful pleasantries, certain episodes. But yeah, no, I guess for the most part, a good % fun.
Yeah, like we had some, like when we had the good episodes, they were really good. And, like, I enjoyed some episodes this season, but just sadly wasn't as strong as the last 3, but it's still 8.
Yeah, still good stuff in the neighborhood.
It's like, I will miss this show though, I know where it goes.
Yeah, we'll miss it too, but it's always open for us to visit.
That's right. Come to Littlest Pet Shop! You don't sell pets, we cater to them.
Yes, that's our favorite tagline.
That's right.
Well, I guess RT3 will be seeing you around the neighborhood. Maybe we'll be back with something else. Will we? We'll decide. But until the next time we see you, this has been CC Trainor-Ling.
Downloads Bacon.
And Feem.
And we'll be seeing you all around whenever we see you. Until that time comes, peace out, home slices.
And well, everyone, well, guess it's a cheerio, darling, for now. We might be back, though. So remember, we could return.
Yes. And of course, Pet Shoppers, we'll be seeing you in the next episode. So thanks, and say it with me now. Thanks again.